Brace yourselves!
Hi there, it's Senior Editor Kevin Van Ord standing in for reviewer Miguel Concepcion to tell you about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. What an opening! Call of Duty Advanced Warfare establishes the tone of its campaign early on, with big-budget bravado and a futuristic version of Seoul, South Korea. It's an explosive intro that kicks off the wartime journey of protagonist Jack Mitchell, and soon involves a military contractor head named Jonathan Irons, who is played by an immediately recognizable Kevin Spacey. Mitchell's tours offer a smattering of memorable missions, including a fast-paced manhunt through Santorini and several pulse-quickening escape sequences. Aside from the positively imaginative two-chapter kickoff, the one mission that leaves a lasting impression is a tense stealth op that prominently features a grappling hook. Given the early focus on your movement abilities, which are granted by Advanced Warfare's exosuit, you'd think that you'd have lots of opportunities to put those abilities to good use. Unfortunately, there are too few sections in which using an exo ability is mandatory. But the campaign is a terrific ride as a whole, though gameplay does adhere to Call of Duty's linear first-person shooter level progression, where combat boils down to suppression of the enemy near and far. Luckily, there are a few levels that aspire to the wide maps of the two latest Crysis games. It's there that you get to experiment with new routes and jump and slide around courtesy of the exosuit. Gameplay variety also arrives by way of scoped firearms with see-through walls technology, and a riveting sequence involving a jet ski with diving capabilities. All of this futuristic tech and atmosphere is accompanied by a predictable script that looks to the past for all the bad guy one-liners and cliched cartoon dramatics it can muster.
Today, you are afraid. You are afraid because you have been woken from your sleep.
In any case, you've seen these settings before. The passages of a naval ship, the obligatory bridge chapter, and so forth. Luckily, the action movie thrills are still frequent enough to get your pulse pounding. The campaign may not put the exosuit to frequent use, but you can bet your online competition will. You never forget your first death at the hands of an online opponent who outmaneuvered you with a mid-air strafe double jump combo. The moment you witness such a move is the moment you want to learn it. It's one thing to instantly see the benefits of a power slide or a double jump. It's another to apply these abilities in useful and practical ways. With great abilities come expanded loadout options. The Pick-10 system that worked so well for Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has appropriately expanded to 13 picks. Combat arenas don't change based on match type. You're expected to adapt to each mode by having a custom loadout at the ready. A self-tailored speed-based loadout is crucial for the new point-based uplink mode. This mode takes much of its inspiration from end-to-end goal-scoring sports like basketball and soccer, but it isn't just a throwaway novelty, but a hotbed of intense competition. Meanwhile, Hardpoint, not seen since Call of Duty Black Ops, makes a much welcome return as Advanced Warfare's King of the Hill mode. Progressing and obtaining rewards in Advanced Warfare's multiplayer is a layered experience. The supply drop system grants you random rewards without risk of unlocking duplicate items. The one exception is if you convert an unwanted supply drop reward into experience, which is a practical option, but it does open the possibility of unlocking that item again. In contrast to the catastrophes you can trigger in Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare's dynamic events are entirely anticlimactic. A tsunami warning in the San Francisco map might compel you to search for higher ground, only for you to realize the ensuing flood is laughably minor. It's commendable, however, that the multiplayer maps don't heavily borrow from the single-player campaign, but instead offer new and dramatic locales in which to destroy your enemies. Or perhaps you'd rather make friends instead, in which case you can buddy up with cooperative teammates in Exo Survival mode. Co-op maps are divided into 4 difficulty tiers, partly based on how the terrain of each setting helps or hurts your team. For example, the 3 points of entry in the hotel lobby of the terrace map make this reception area an ideal home base. The challenge arrives when you must leave the comforts of the lobby during non-defensive missions. When you only have 90 seconds to collect 20 dog tags in a map that is as tall as it is wide, a team that splits up without pairing up is most likely a dead one. The Biolab map is a fitting starter map, but it's so easy that you'll likely end the session not because everyone dies, but because everyone's gotten bored and wants to do something more fun and interesting. Advanced Warfare makes for a convincing foundation of futuristic yet relatable combat that is worth exploring and expanding even further. The huge change in player mobility is not so much a revolution as it is an overdue retooling for a series with yearly entries. For all its flaws and predictability, Advanced Warfare still makes you look forward to a direct sequel.